Testing 1 2 3. Okay. Hi guys. We
Hello.
wanted to do just a quick oh stop. We just want to do a little update and something that we don't normally do and talk to you. Come here. That's mommy talking to the YouTube. Come say hi. The kids are inside doing some schoolwork, and we're just going to take this time to say hey and kind of update you what we're doing. We are at 1000 Trails Park right now, still in Florida, Central Florida. We've headed north from where we were, and that's what we're doing. We've just been keeping sane by riding bikes, walking, watching a lot of social media, you know, YouTube, Facebook, stuff like that. I'm not normally on Facebook. He's always on it, so it's normal for him. I'm kind of a get out and do things kind of person. You're kind of a homebody.
Yeah.
So it's not been a problem for him. For me, it's been a real struggle, right? I've had a couple of super bad days that have just almost...
And it's been going nuts.
Yeah. Not really. I mean, just...
It's just the claustrophobic, like, just knowing we can't just take off and go do things we normally do, you know, a normal day, everything's changed.
I think also the anxiety of we don't know what's going to happen and who this is going to affect, and that just scares me. We just have to stay put. That's what we've been doing, and we see people like around hanging out a little bit. I haven't seen any more than like 10 people together, but you know, today we saw a guy over at someone's house. Like one of the other campers was over at someone's house talking to him, and he's like all up in their face, and
they were sitting down in their chairs, and he was real animated and
like being real loud and like flailing his arms.
From our distance, it looked like he was too close. But
no, we could hear him. He was, what,
I mean,
50, 60 feet
he's
away?
a long ways away, and he was...
From us, and we could hear him.
Someone talking that loud's probably, you know, spitting all over
stuff,
whoever
you know?
he's talking to.
It was an uncomfortable feeling, because I'm like, well, you know, the kids are sitting out here. It was beautiful today, and it wasn't that hot. It was actually in the 70s. Come here!
Still awesome. It's like...
It is. It's hot because we're right in the sun.
And
The kids were sitting out here, and I was thinking, you know, what if he comes over here and starts talking? Well, before that, the neighbor across the street, we'd never met them, and we were inside, and the kids were out here doing their work, and they came in. So there's some guy who just came and put a metal detector on our table, like, which is right, you're sitting on our table, and this is where our house is. You don't just go up, and I said, you went outside and said, well, we'll put the video clip in of that. Tell me about the guy who came by.
Oh, well, Aubrey was outside taking the dogs out to use the restroom. In
our space.
And she said, there's a guy out here. And we're like, what? And he put a metal detector on our table. And we were really confused at what was up. And I ran out there, and he was walking away, an older gentleman. And I said, sir. And he goes, huh? And I said, no, we don't have room for this.
We weren't going to touch it, you know.
He said, oh, I thought your kids might like it. They're fun on the beach and stuff. And I'm like, well, we just don't have room. We've downsized quite a bit. So he came back and got it. But we did remind him about social distancing. He said he forgot. I
said, we're just trying to social distance. We sure appreciate it. Yeah. And he said, oh, I forgot about social distancing. And I'm like, you know, we're trying to keep our families.
Then he offered it to the people next to us, and they took it.
Yeah, they took it from him. But I had to disinfect the picnic table again. I mean, you don't just walk up into someone's space. I appreciate the offer, but stuff is not something we need. So really, right now, all I can film is our meals, because we're not doing anything except bike rides in the evening and sometimes walks in the morning and evening. Well, always a walk, because we have to walk the little pup links, but other than that, nothing. Anyway, when the guy was walking off, Steve said, sir, we don't have the room for that, which we don't, and we weren't going to touch it, so I had to sanitize the table. I don't know these people. We don't know if we're carriers of it, because, you know, we don't know. I mean, not that we've been having symptoms, but, you know, the kids were sick a week ago.
Yeah, we all, you know, the past month have like taking turns being sick. I just got over a sinus infection,
strep throat,
and I didn't have any fever, but the kids each did have a very low grade fever. But you know, when you start getting sick and you're coughing, and especially knowing that it's a respiratory disease that's going around, and when you start, like, I was having coughing fits at night.
Yeah.
It wasn't a dry cough either, it was
productive.
the productive cough type thing. But you know, it does cross your mind, and you get worried about it and freak out and think, oh no,
Yeah.
you know, what
it's
if?
like every moment you're
But I'm feeling really
focusing.
good now. It took me about a good 6 or 7 days
a
to
whole
get
week,
over that.
all of us. It's so hot out here now.
Yeah.
The sun's right in our face. You know, this mood that I've been in, I just haven't been wanting to make videos. Now what I am gonna do is I have probably one more video to put up after this that was made before this video, that was, I would say, a week ago or more, maybe, I don't know. But I'll put some clips together for you just to put something out there and to get rid of some of the clips that I've already made. And I will edit that, put it up after this, probably in a couple days. And in the meantime, we're gonna try to post this today and just say, hey, I hope everyone's staying away from each other and healthy.
That's what I was gonna ask. If y'all want to tell us what you're doing, you know, what lengths are you going to keep yourself away from everyone else? I know some people are going out, and you know, we all have to grocery shop.
We did grocery shop.
The cool thing now is there's the delivery services where you don't even have to leave your home to do that, so that's a great idea. But there's a lot of people that don't do that, and they have to go out and get their supplies and food and go to places. I'm just curious how many people are actually just staying put and not going anywhere particular. And I think the ones that should be staying home and not getting out at all is anyone that does have those. I've heard, you know, if you have heart disease, lung disease problems, you know, health issues, you've had cancer, and whether, you know, you're good now or you've had problems in the past, you should really, really heed the warning and stay put and stay away from others. That's a very dangerous situation to get into. So hopefully everyone's following the orders.
And the only reason is because it's people's contact that is causing this, and it's making it spread, and it's the only way it's the only thing we can do to help. And so that's what we're trying to do is now we are taking bike rides in the evening. If it's not too hot, we're definitely taking a walk at least once, twice a day because of the dogs. I take them on a stroller ride and take Banjo on a walk. And it's been really, really hot here. Today is the first, what would you call it, manageable day that you could even
tolerate being outside.
Day.
Normally right now it's been 90, in the mid 90s at this time of the day.
It's in the 70s right now.
And I tried to sit out in my chair one day, well, a couple of different days, and I lasted 5 minutes. It was just that hot.
Yeah.
It's Florida, you know.
So we were supposed to be in Texas. I had appointments in March. And of course I had to cancel those. They canceled one and I canceled the other ones. They're my annual appointments, but they are appointments that I need to do, but they're not like life-threatening at the moment. So I do need to do that once everything is settled down, once I feel safe about going into the medical center and stuff like that. And that's something I'm just going to be nervous about for a while. But we have to be really careful about when we have the appointments, because with our insurance it's only once a year that I can have certain things done. And so if I don't have it done until May or June or July, then I have to go to Texas the next year in May, June or July, and it's just too hot there. But what I can do is try to get everything done within a week or two, and we just have to suck it up and be there at the extreme heat. It's just like being in Florida. Like Texas is, I would even say it feels even more humid in the Houston area, because I'm from Houston basically. And it's bad in the summer. I mean, miserable, just like Florida, but worse, I think. We're supposed to leave here on the 12th of April. That kind of freaks me out because we're supposed to go to Texas then. We could try a different park here, but nonetheless, we have to move from this spot because that will be our 3 weeks, 21 days at this camp. And the lady at the office already told me that if we stay longer, we would be charged, even though we would get 20% off since we're members of 1,000 Trails. But we can't do that. We can't pay for that. So we will have to move, which is scary. I do think that parks should, especially the Thousand Trails Park, since you're paying a monthly fee and a membership fee, I think that you should be able to stay here just because of the circumstances until the stay in place order is lifted. I know I've heard some things I've been trying not to look at the media as much, but the stay in place order, I believe, is a lot more lenient in Florida right now, which I don't really understand because there's so many people affected here.
The governor just made an announcement today on that. It's in effect. I mean, it's pretty much the way it is in other states.
But we were driving the other day and people were going inside McDonald's.
Yeah, people
like
are still going inside.
Not to eat, but they could go in to order. And I'm like, that's just... People were doing it. I don't even know why just not go through the drive-thru. I mean, that's even safer just than going in and touching the doors and everything.
Florida's not in lockdown mode. They're doing checks by cell phone. You have to fill out a form when you come into Florida. You can still come into Florida and leave Florida, but coming in is a little more difficult because they're going to check you out, just like in going into Texas. Same thing there.
So when we go into Texas, what will they be doing?
They want to know, they probably have a list of questions they ask you, and they go from there on their response and
they'll have us quarantine.
What you need to do. Like, well, are you going to be quarantined? They want to make sure anyone coming in is quarantining themselves away from anyone else for that 14-day period.
Which that won't be a problem because once we get into Texas, we're going to be doing that anyway because it's going to be within the 30 days, within April. And so that'll be about 15 days at least anyway.
We're just thankful we can plug in into electric and have water and all that stuff.
Very grateful.
Especially in a warm climate like this because it's brutal and
I've got him. He sees
very high discomfort
outside.
Level in Florida if you can't have air.
Yeah, it's already hot. We're gonna have to stop this video. It's like really hot right now, right in the sun. But we wanted to come to you and say that we haven't had a lot of videos to put out because there's nothing to show. I did go around on the bike and film some of the outbuildings, but you can't go in. I don't want to really go up and touch anything. I mean, I have anxiety and OCD. Like I've literally sprayed myself with bleach water after I went to the grocery store, like just stuff like that. It's been extremely difficult for me. The kids are doing fine with it. Like sometimes they don't really ask any questions. I just reiterate to them how important it is to wash your hands. Probably over, but that's just the way it is, and I think it could have hurt. So
it's better to be that way than the other way. But the bad thing right now with the parks is, of course, we can't swim. We can't go in the if there's a lodge with things to do for the kids. All of that's even playgrounds. They're like locking them up, and
if a playground was open, I wouldn't take them to the playground. That's a breeding ground for germs and viruses, I think. So thank goodness we have things to do like bikes, and we can walk, and it's a beautiful park. It's very, very nice here. And we are parked in the sun, but we do need that for our solar because whenever we plug into our battery, like we plug into the USB things for certain things, and we do need that still, even though we're not using our solar, but it still charges our battery. So we're plugged in for now, and we'll come to you in the next video with some past filmings, and hope you're having a good one. We'll see you in the next video.
Everybody stay safe. See you later.
Subscribe and like and comment and share our videos if you want to, and we'll see you
Thanks
next
for
time.
watching.
Bye.